everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name is Michelle and we are getting into WandaVision episode 4 today. Now, last episode we left off with Geraldine getting thrown out of like this barrier thingy and helicopters and cars all surrounding her. I'm pretty convinced that it's Wanda who's sort of like the architect of this. But I do feel like she is doing this under duress. Like someone's coercing her to do this, because we've heard someone on the radio, and I think we've heard it twice, Wanda, who's doing this to you. So, and I definitely feel like Vision is the person they're using, like, because we don't know how Vision gets brought back or if he's even real. So I do find myself wondering whether or not someone brought Vision back or she like brokered her deal to bring Vision back, but they're like now holding him over her head to do this. But to what end is the question? Like, what's the point or the purpose of all of this is like the biggest question mark in this. And I do like that, like last episode we got the acknowledgement of that symbol. It's like a sword with a semicircle or a circle around the entire sword, because we saw it on the helicopter, then we saw it on the beekeeper's, like the back of the jacket, and then we once saw it again on a necklace with Geraldine. So that's 3 times we've seen it. We've also seen Hydra in all of these little infomercials. So I am curious if maybe Hydra is part of coercing Wanda into doing this, like if there's an outside force forcing her to do all of this. And I feel like maybe if the people find out what's going on, something happens to Vision, because we have seen on like 2 occasions, and that includes Vision himself, because we've seen in 2 occasions where Wanda has rewound time in a way and played a scenario differently. The first time we saw her demonstrate that was with the beekeeper, and then the second time is when Vision feels like there's something wrong going on, and then she kind of just like replays that entire situation, but Vision says something else. So she controls what Vision says. Is she controlling everything everyone says? But maybe no, because the people outside, Agnes and Herb, were talking. I do think she has control over this, but not full control. Like, unless she's like really focused in on that person, then she can control them. But maybe she doesn't have, like, she has to be like locked in to control what they're saying and what they're doing. But for Vision, I do find him questioning a lot of things now. Like, he was curious about, like, you saw his face when the doctor said the word escape, and then when Agnes and Herb were talking and they were bringing up Geraldine, like you can see he's like and he even brought it up with Wanda, and he said something weird's going on here. Like, Vision is clocking all of these things. So I am curious as to what Vision's role will be, and it makes me do feel like he's real for the most part. So I guess we'll see where this goes. Hopefully in this episode we get more of what's going on outside the barrier, because I feel like that will really inform who's in control inside. Like, I do think it's Wanda's powers, but I don't think she's doing this without some kind of like external force twisting her hand. And I feel like Vision might be the thing that's being used here. Anyways, let's get into this episode. And they're now parents. I completely forgot they're parents now. They got babies. So I'm also interested to know if these babies are real or they're like an illusion. Very curious as to what the babies are about. Anyways, yeah, let's get into this episode. So grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever it is you like to do when you're at your favorite reactions. Just get comfortable and let's get to it. Oh, snap! Captain Marvel.
Lieutenant Trouble.
Okay. So oh, people are getting re-snapped. Oh my god. Oh.
They're all coming back. We don't have the capacity.
Oh my god.
Tyler, where's my mom? Your mom? She died, honey. What? No.
Well, you said so yourself. Clean margins, you're discharging her today.
The cancer came back. Okay, stop. No, my mom is Monica Rambeau. Look it up.
That's the little girl.
Maria died 3 years ago. No. Which was 2 years after you.
Oh, so she did well after the surgery. She snapped. And then 2 years after the snap, her mother died. What the fuck? Oh my god, what an intro. Holy shit. Sword Headquarters, Sentient Weapon Observation Response Division. So that's what that is.
I have a meeting
Hey,
with
you know who this is?
this guy.
Captain Monica Rambeau,
Director Tyler Hayward.
acting director. You haven't aged a day. Listen, Monica, I just want to acknowledge the awkwardness of the situation. I know Sword's your home. Your mom built this place from the ground up.
Oh.
You were the obvious choice.
I was the only choice.
I wasn't gonna say it.
There's no easy way to say this, but you're grounded.
I'm sorry, what?
Terrestrial missions only.
Whose protocol is this?
Your mother's. She implemented guidelines in the event vanished personnel ever returned. But there is one positive takeaway.
What's that?
She believed you'd come back.
Hmm.
Doing me a big favor with this FBI thing, but if you need more time...
I wonder if that's what Nick is in, because they said she stays on Earth. And last time we saw Nick Fury, he was in space. So maybe he's part of SWORD? Huh. I wonder, I'm curious as to when Monica built SWORD. Before or after, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. was exposed for being, like, Hydra. Westview. That's the... Okay. I see. We're coming together. Everything's coming together now. Okay, I see it.
Got a witness set up down the road in Westview, and this morning it looked like he flew the coop. I have contacted known associates, relatives.
And let me guess, none of them have seen him either.
None of them have ever heard of him. Would you mind repeating your claim about Westview to my colleague here?
No such place.
There's a big old board.
Westview, New Jersey doesn't exist.
You want to see the board, sir?
That's what I keep telling your G-man here, but he won't listen.
Is he blind to the sign? Oh. So that was the helicopter at the window.
Wait, where'd it go?
It was right there.
Ooh, it disappears. Maybe there's a whole thing going. Maybe they're like people walking by. Now I'm thinking about it, and all these houses don't look the same as what they do when they're inside.
What is it? Watch it. Rambo.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Rambo!
Call for backup. Don't go in. You need someone on the outside. 24 hours at the door. Darcy? What is Darcy doing here? Is Jane around?
I need a TV.
You mean it was Darcy that was watching? And what is y'all? Does Darcy actually know what she's doing now? did she finally learn?
Try to find anything you can on Rambeau.
Copy that.
And this is the person that came out through the sewer? How about that? So all these drones that they keep sending in, Are people not finding them?
There's no reason to suspect the perimeter doesn't extend subterraneously.
There's no reason to suspect it does.
Oh, we don't know enough about the nature of the threat to send in another agent when the first is yet to return.
Someone get me a useful visual, damn it. What was that?
Is that Darcy watching?
Look, I know it's been a crazy few years on this planet, but he's dead, right? Not blipped, dead.
Is it authentic?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Is it happening in real time? Is it recorded, fabricated?
I don't know, and I don't know. An extremely high level of CMBR. That's
Relic radiation dating back to the Big Bang.
And when I plug this bad boy in, voila, sound and picture.
Dinner is served.
The hell?
Saying the universe created a sitcom starring two Avengers?
Right?
It's a working theory.
Get me a transport back to headquarters now.
You know, the strangest thing out of all of this is the fact that Darcy knows what she's doing. What the hell? I'm still stuck on that. Yeah. It's all coming together.
Harold Proctor is Jones.
You got Isabel Matueda, cast as Beverly.
John Collins is Herb.
So all these people have different names, and she's just like, maybe they were all living there. Oh shit.
Well, she doesn't appear to be harmed in any way, but that is definitely not the boss lady I met yesterday.
Oh, maybe she.
So what, deep cover?
Yeah.
Monica has to play along?
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking at here? Is it an alternate reality, time travel, some cockamamie social experiment?
It's a sitcom. A 1950s sitcom. So, you've seen that radio on Wanda's kitchen counter, right?
Oh.
We'll shoot a signal to that little guy. This transmitter will mimic the frequency of the broadcast, and if my theory is right, allow us to speak directly to her.
Oh, it wasn't Clint. I was so convinced it was Clint, y'all. Oh, that's right, the beekeeper that showed up at the end of that episode. The barrier does track underground. Through it goes. Ooh, all these bees. Shit. What did she do to him? She like replays the entire conversation about the baby. Are these babies real or fake?
Twins. What a twist.
They're really enjoying this.
Did she just say the name Ultron? Has that happened before? A reference to our reality?
No, never.
Hey, I'll take a shift rocking the babies. No, I think you should leave.
Wow, this is different.
Mm-hmm. Difference.
What happened? Where'd she go?
Oh, shit.
Not again.
Just cut. So we don't get to see what happens?
There's nothing here. One second, Monica is standing right there, and the next she isn't.
And didn't we see a whole bunch of scenes with, we saw scenes with whatchamacallit, Vision and Agnes and Herb. Those don't get played?
Who are you?
That's been raging.
Wanda.
It changed.
I'm just your neighbor. Then how did you know about Ultron?
No one's supposed supposed to know about Ultron. She probably made sure of it.
My neighbor.
Oh shit.
And you're definitely not my friend. I want you to leave.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay. Why does she seem like she doesn't realize what she was doing? Like she goes back and forth between being aware and not aware. She makes me feel like there's like a third party in all of this. Is it Hydra? Are they like a third party or something? Because why do we keep... I noticed we didn't get any of those Hydra infomercials in this episode either. Oh, she was smart. She blended in and I think she got a way to like siphon information. Oh shit!
What? What is it? What's wrong? We don't have to stay here. We can go wherever we want.
No, we can't. This is our home.
I'm starting to think he's dead. And this is the only way he can live.
It's all Wanda.
Well, what should we watch tonight?
Oh, and I love the change of the aspect ratio. That is such a creative thing. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. I love it, I love it, I love it. Vision looks unsettled. So maybe he is alive. And he feels unsettled because maybe he's being controlled or he doesn't agree with what's being done. Huh. Curious. Okay, so that was episode 4, and is Vision dead or is he alive? Like she turned around and the man was like the way Thanos left him. But there's a part of me that thinks he is alive because we can see the cracks in Vision's like he knows there's something wrong here. And I feel like if he's a creation of Wanda, like if she's imagining this, he would not have the ability to, like, I feel like she would be able to, like, lock that down and make sure he doesn't think anything is going on here. But we see Vision look at her weirdly. We see him, like, fake that smile. Like, he feels something wrong is happening here. So it makes me really think that Vision is alive and there's a third party involved in all of this. Like, I'm still holding on to my Hydra theory. Like, Hydra wasn't involved in this episode, but I'm not giving up that theory. Like, I'm still with it. But yeah, this episode, we start off with Monica in the hospital, like immediately after Hulk snaps and brings everyone back. She wakes up in the hospital and she finds out her mother has been dead for 3 years. So I guess Maria ended up getting cancer. That's why we heard Carol's voice. So Maria got cancer. She did the initial surgery, which is why Monica was at the hospital, and she recovered. But 2 years after the snap, her cancer came back and she passed away. So I think I got that part down. And now Monica is resituating in life. And in this episode, we kind of get like a good view that this is pretty recent after like that big fight against Thanos. And we see Monica like resituating in this place called Sword, which I'm assuming is like a branch off of S.H.I.E.L.D. or like, and we know it was Maria who started it. I'm very curious as to when she started it. And the man, Hayward, said to Monica, we're going to keep you to terrestrial missions, as in Earth. So it makes me wonder whether or not Nick is a part of Sword, and that's why he was in space at the end of Far From Home, and that's why he had Talos and his wife like cosplay as him and help Peter. I'm like I said, you get all these little puzzle pieces and you kind of have to like put it together and piece everything together. So I'm guessing that's where like where Fury's at. Sword was created by Maria. I'm curious as to when she created it, but I'm assuming it's like sort of like S.H.I.E.L.D., but different without the Hydra affiliation. You know, no Nazi affiliation here. And Monica's part of it. She gets sent to this, like, town, Westview, and it's interesting that the people outside of the barrier are also affected. And I think that agent, who I swore was Clint, but turns out it's not Clint. Like, it wasn't him radioing who's doing this to you. It was Agent Wu, not Clint. Whoops. I was so sure it was him because Clint's like I felt like Clint was the closest person to her outside of Vision. And I guess Steve as well. But those two really have, like, I feel like Clint really had like a mentorship relationship with her. So I just assumed it would be him. But yes, it's Agent Wu to be confirmed, the one who's like radioed into the Westview, like the city. But yeah, Monica ends up in there, like she gets pulled in, and she's so creative. Like she blends in, she kind of starts siphoning off information and figuring out what's going on. But of course, I don't know why she decided to mention the whole Ultron thing. Like I feel like she pushed it a little too much and then got the boot. And the change in Wanda was so sinister. But then when she comes back, like she switches, like there's a switch that Wanda did that makes me feel like she's not fully cognizant of her actions right now. Like it's, I don't know how to put it, but there's just, it feels like there's some kind of disconnect between the actions of like doing all of this and living inside of this little sitcom-y world. If you guys are like, it's like the way she like switched, went after Monica and then switched back and then played the mother and the wife. It felt like there was a level of unawareness there. Honestly, it felt like Vision was more aware than she was of her own actions at some point. It's like she flipped a switch, was the Wanda we know, booted Monica, and then the baby started to cry, and then she was like sitcom mom and wife again. So I'm like, I wonder if there's something going on there. Like there's another influence that's happening, and I still think she's being coerced to some level, or maybe not. Maybe this is just her doing, but to what end is really the question mark. And Vision's, like, what is Vision in all of this? Because he seems to be slowly becoming aware that there's something off. He did mention to Wanda that something's off. She rewound the entire thing. And then this time we saw him again, like just faking a smile and looking at her and wondering where Monica went. Well, in this case, oh my god, what was her character's name in this? I completely forgot. But we saw Monica's, like, he questions where she went, and you can see him looking a little wearisome. So I'm more erring on the side that Vision's alive because of that level of awareness he seems to have, that there's something off happening here. But then when Wanda turns around and she sees like the ghost of how Vision looked when Thanos killed him, it makes me feel like he's not alive. And this is all just a fantasy, but it's not a fantasy because it's a real place. But I do like that the houses look different than what, like when Wu and Monica are out there, the houses look like modern houses, but when we're inside of it, it all looks so different. So she's altering so much. I just the level, I'm so curious as to just what is her powers allowing her to do. Because it seems like she's like, there's this level of control she has, but then there's this level of not control. And regardless of whichever she's operating on, whether she is in control, whether she's not in control, it seems like it's all under her control. It's just her level of awareness of how much is under her control is what I think is shifting. If you get what I'm saying, like she's controlling all of it, but her level of awareness to how much she's controlling it seems to shift depending on what is being presented to her. And I find that very fascinating. Speaking of fascinating, Darcy. When did Darcy actually learn astrophysics? Like I thought she came, initially when we saw her, I'm like, is Jane around the corner? Is Jane gonna pop up? Maybe Jane will still pop up in this, but she knows her shit now. Like leave Darcy be. Like, that girl knows her shit and she's figuring stuff out. I like that we figured out it was her hand and we saw at the end of episode 1. That's like I will say everything is tying up so well. Like, they're really going back and forth and filling in the gaps, which is why I get a good feeling we'll learn just how aware Wanda is to how much is under her control versus how much she's unaware is under her control. Because I think it's all her. Like what Monica says, it's all Wanda. And I am curious on whether or not there's a third party here influencing her. Like, we kept seeing Hydra symbols, but in this, we didn't get any Hydra symbols in this episode. So I'm like, maybe that'll pop up in another infomercial. And I really like the change in aspect ratios. So creative. That is so cool, and I loved it so much to see those shifts. Anyways, this was a great episode. Very informative. Very creative. It answered so many questions and then presented so much more. I am thoroughly convinced that Vision is... I'm not thoroughly convinced he's alive or dead. Like, I'm still on the fence on that, but I'm thoroughly convinced Vision knows something's not right. And I wonder how that will shift Wanda's relationship with him. Like, how will Wanda now start interacting with him? Because we saw she was willing to replay an entire situation when Vision approached her and said there was something wrong. So how will she react to Vision the more he seems not to, like, play up the role? Like, right now he's playing it up. Like, he smiles, he holds the baby. But how long do we see Vision doing that? The more he realizes something is off here. Not to mention we have Sword outside those, like, barriers trying to penetrate and get all these people out of there, which we do find out are real people with now different names. I mean, it's an insane amount of power Wanda is displaying here, but to what end is the grander question that I'm sure will get solved just in a different episode. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this episode along with me, and I will see you all for the next one. Take care, everyone.
And a special shout out to the patrons: Midgie, Tawny, See-Through Battle Monsters, Tyler, Juan, Beetle, Freddie, Marcella, Gabrielle, Alicia, Carmdale, Sushi Senpai, Cozy Crowbro, Gazelle, Maddie, Victoria, Queen Lydia, Dexter, Chairshot Cat, That Rip Person, Shirley, Salty, Cammy, Klaus, Cersei, Kachaw, Nino, Donovan, Nicole, Sayla, Nathan, Casey, Liam, Pierre, Glitchy Glam, Autumn, Soapy, Morgan, Jordan, Zach, Nandy, Jess, Alexander, Max, Ricky, Jake, Mario, Jamie, Jesse, Mate, Jalil, Melissa, Teddy, Sebastian, Ann Van, Soul, Jacob, Rosa, Aslan, Jordan, Cool Gal, Nan, Bobo, Maria, Alex, Mads, Vivisha, Karen, Bree, Jackie, Sammy, Alexander, Erica, Julie Verstrell, JD, Jacob T, Sarah, Melissa, Christine, Uga, James, Valerie, Julia, Oliver, Sam, Michael, Mr. Nobody, Jamie, Harper, Caitlin, Velasca, Ethan, Miko, Emma, Sam, J, Arfinway, Melanie, Brenda, Nate, Becky, Mel, Ted, Axel, Diego, Santina Moore, The Winter Times, Janny, Zach, Dominic, Wendy, Ash, Valario, Zachary, David, Kage, Darren, Jean, Nathaniel, Karen, Christian, Rob, Danny Girl, Marcus, Omar, Randy, Kueller, Dwayne, Logan, Sarah, Alex, Seb, Samuel, Jaden, Viliana, Lima, Barbara, Laramia, Oliver, Villy, Ignorance, Reno, Academy BTS, America, Heidi, Jasmine, Codpier, Mel, Madeline, David, Power, Matthew, Haley, Chelsea, Estrella, Axel, Cade, Eric, Nina, Rafiki, X, Toby, Andrew, Demetrius, Rip, Maurice, Zizmitri, Aldebaran, Tor, Nick, HBK, iTaco, Eric, The Dingo, Lit King, Koala Banana, Chat Mocha, Chris, Celor, Treya, Matt K, Ito, Emily, Joseph, Flash, Theo, Paige, Alexander, Ingrid, Chase, Enid, Larissa, Joe, Alan, Riley, Smegs, Indra, Joshua, KL, Ash, Malik, Muda, Wombly, Endless Chi, Robert, Paul, Daryl, Clef, Danny, Michael, David, Ria, Kiera, Nof, Felix, Sunchi, That Roach, Todd, Kennedy, Codename Witch, Aaron, Veli, TK Slaw, TheBest.com, Perry, Multi-Potential TV, Aki, Lamalia, Rami, Noah, Brandon, Amos, Brandon, Kelsey, Nad, Emily, SSK, Metallic Harmony, and Kayla. Thank you all so much, everyone. Take care.